From Ashland, Oregon, home of William Shakespeare and progressive politics, and broadcasting live from the Southern Oregon University Digital Media Center and the RVTV studio, it's the So Not So Late Night Glamour Dave show, and recorded before a non-existent studio audience with a skeletal crew of certified public access producers. You can expect to see tonight's guests, whoever they may be, the Glamour Dave Comedy Players, and the Rogue Valley Public Access Orchestra. Now, here's your host, David Glamour Dave Nienow.
Hey Rogue Valley, welcome to a new season of 2019 shows of my comedy talk show, the So Not So Late Night Glamour Day show. I happen to be your show guest. I'm David Glamour Dave Nienow, and so we're starting off a new season of shows, and so tonight I have as my guest sidekick for the evening, I have Leah Dougal from Cafe Girl Productions. Leah and I have done a lot of work together since we met here at RVTV and became certified producers. So Leah's going to be sidekicking with me. She's doing the Andy Richter thing. So Leah, if you want to come on out.
Yeah, I'm the Andy Richter for tonight.
Yeah.
Hi, RVTV in Southern Oregon. How are you? Hi. Hi.
Hey.
Nice to see you. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm the Andy Richter.
That's right. Yeah. So Leah, you can sit on down there, and I'm going to invite our next our guest of the half hour, a mutual friend of ours. So we're going to have RuRu Painter, come on to talk about her local acting work and stage managing. So Ruby, if you want to come on in.
Hello.
Hello,
Yay,
Ruby.
Ruby. Hi.
So we'll sit on down here and we'll get plugged in since we can't afford like real wireless mics. We have to like really manually plug in to our mics.
Support your local public access TV station.
That's right, and
You can use it.
yeah, well, if you go to my Patreon page, at patreon.com/glamourdave, then you can support the improvement of this show, because being that it's lowbrow public access comedy, we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, he really needs it. I'm nothing. I'll just sit over here and be cute.
So this is really great because I got two wonderful friends for this show. So I thank you, Leah, for coming on and being my guest sidekick for the evening.
Anytime, David.
Yeah.
You're my bud.
Yeah, well, plus Leah, she helped launch this show. She was my very first guest when I launched the show.
I was your what?
You were
Bill Murray.
my Bill Murray. You were.
Why? Because Bill Murray was always the first guest on
David Letterman's show when he went from from one network to the next. He was always the first guest that Dave had on.
But then Dave's new show, he had like Obama or somebody, somebody like that. So.
Yeah. So. And Ruby, we've gotten to know each other through Cafe Girl Productions, so.
Done several.
Yeah. So I wanted to have you come on and talk about your latest
and greatest.
Your latest and greatest acting work and stage managing work. So what's going on with RuRu?
What's going on in the world of RuRu?
That's a large question to ask.
We only have like, what, half an hour or so?
Let's just start at the beginning. So 1997, I was born. Oh, I don't think we want to go that far, do we?
No.
So this is one that actually Leah's in too. I'm in Ashland Vagina Monologues.
Oh, okay,
And those are coming up in March.
March 2nd.
March 2nd. And that is a new thing for me. Definitely. It's kind of a subject that isn't really commonly talked about.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Definitely necessary.
But I'm really happy to be involved in that. And that's been like the first thing that I've been on stage or in front of people for a while, because I actually do a lot of stage managing.
Yes, I see that, in your Facebook posts, about what you're doing. And so I've been curious to know, what exactly does a stage manager do? Because we're talking like theater productions here.
Yes, yeah.
The stage manager is the lifeblood of the show.
Yes, that's stage manager. I kind of explain them as like, so there's the director, and the director wants things to be done. The stage manager makes sure that everything the director wants gets done.
Okay.
So of course there's the different designers and stuff, but the stage manager is kind of like the connecting piece between all of it. So you're kind of in constant communication with everybody, and usually big parts of it are like communication with the actors, the scheduling, you're in charge of tech, you're in charge of, gathering a tech team and making sure that they're there on time, and you are also just a major force of communication. And if the director says, oh, I need this done, you write it down and you make sure that that information gets to the right person. It's kind of like a lot of stuff happening at once.
And from the plays I've done with stage managers, they're usually like the unsung hero. And it's one of the hardest, most difficult job, but a person who can stage manage has so much talent. And a lot of times, the actors are up on stage and they get, all the clapping. The director is like, oh, you directed, it's your vision. The writer wrote it. And then there's the stage manager. But the stage manager is like, you cannot have a show without a good stage manager. No. So it's an unsung hero.
They kind of make or break the show.
That's why I'm always...
You can have amazing directors, you can have amazing actors, but if you don't have a good stage manager, that show's going to break.
Yep.
So you're kind of like the central hub of all the activities.
Yeah, a lot goes through. And I kind of tell people I like to torture myself because I love stage managing, and I only think the people who love stage managing and people who like to torture themselves just a little bit.
It's not. I did it when I was in college one time, and I was like, this is not my talent. So now every time I do a play, I'm like,
I bow to you.
I cannot do what you're doing. So. But Ruby's special because she can do both stage management and acting work, and that's usually a stage management is like, I'm a techie, and she's both. So that's cool.
I can do a lot of different things. I've been up in the light booth. I've been up in the sound booth. One time, I do not know how I did this. I stage managed and I ran lights and sounds.
I've done that before.
I don't know how I did it, but I managed to do it. So it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of work, and it's definitely not for a lot of people.
Yeah. So how did you actually what attracted you into that role? I mean, if there's so much involved, and it sounds like there's just a little bit of stress involved.
Just a tiny bit,
So
what
what said, oh, I can do this,
I'm a sucker for challenges.
Okay.
So, when I first got in the theater, I was like, oh, I want to do, a big starring role, because I first got in the theater as an actress, singer and dancer. And I got, a fairly big role. And then, the assistant director for the show that I had this fairly big role and was like, so I'm looking for people for my next show. And I'm like, are you looking for a stage manager? And she's like, yeah. So I just straight out jumped in, and I just kind of see a challenge, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that pretty shiny thing that's way over there that I don't know anything about. I want to do it. So it was kind of a little bit of spur of the moment, but a little bit of that's the next thing I want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you and I have known each other now. We're going on just over a year and a half, just over a year and a half, because
I don't know.
Because I met you soon after you and I had completed our certification training.
So it's all
here.
About the same time, So about a year and a half.
Yeah. So it's been
It'll be 2 years in July or June.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be 2 years in May since my father passed away, right?
So there you go.
And so it's been and so. I think we met on the Doctor Who Cafe Girl production, right?
That was Heartsick and Homesick.
Yeah.
The second year, but the first year that it was a big thing. So
Yeah, I remember that. And you were taking pictures, and I was like, naturally, I'm like,
hi,
right. Camera.
Yeah.
What you doing?
I've known her. What's it been 2 years now? And she has definitely blossomed so much.
It's been a little bit longer.
She has. Since
Her hair has changed a lot too.
Well, that's what you're, to me, that's what that you're famous to me for is the constant
Is
hair.
the constantly
I
changing
love the
hair.
blonde. I love it.
I love
It's
this
very
blonde
Gwyneth
hair.
Paltrow, as I like
yeah,
to say.
yeah. If I style a certain way, a lot of people say that I look like the most Jodie
The 13th Doctor, yeah, I can
Doctor.
see that.
I've
Yeah.
had a lot of people tell me that.
Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah.
There we
She's
go,
awesome.
Whittaker. I was like,
Yeah.
is it Whittaker or Whittaker?
Yeah,
I don't want to say
yeah.
this wrong in front of the
Whitaker?
camera.
Whiteacre.
This is
White
lowbrow.
acre.
That's perfectly
Right.
fine.
It's fine. I don't. If she heard it, she'd probably go, ha ha.
Someday,
But, yeah.
years from now, they'll rewind and then everybody will laugh about it. So, got to be careful
Yeah.
about this stuff.
When you're her like stand-in or something.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
when she's your stand-in, I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh,
She's
goals.
cool. She's cool.
Well, when in regards to your hair, because I've seen you in pink, I've seen you in purple, in and kind of like mixed colors.
And long and
Right.
brown.
Yeah.
I've had long brown, I've had short black, I've had curly,
yeah,
I've
black.
had straight,
Yeah.
I've had blonde, I've had purple, I've had faded purple, I've had blonde and purple.
Oh my God, yeah.
So what
Almost
makes
like
you
pink.
go from one hair color to the next? Because
Well,
this is all I've ever had.
If you
so-
have your hair, why not like have fun with it? I'm like, if I could chop off all this hair, it's just gonna grow back. I mean, it's not permanent. So I'm kind of like, what's the next new color I can
And
do?
she's young. She's got to experiment somehow,
that's-
find herself. She looks really good with the blonde, I have to say.
I
It's
mean,
a really good look for
I
you.
mean, it's great walking into Walmart and having everybody stare at me, be like, is there something to? Oh wait, my hair. I've had that.
The one big thing I did a couple years ago was like bright, like Ariel red, and I miss it, but this is the look right now.
Yeah.
I gotta stay this way
Yeah,
for
well,
a
that
while.
seems to be like a woman thing, isn't it? Right? Is women
The one thing is like when you break up with a guy, you always want to change your hair color.
right?
I saw some post on
Yeah, and
post on
cut your
Facebook
hair,
said
cut your
something
hair.
like, something about like if you just broke up with a guy and you want to change your hair, ... don't or something. Because it's like you just want to change yourself. You know, you've been through a breakup, you want to like, and it's the quickest way to
Or
do
cut
that.
your hair.
Yeah,
It's really common.
both like big style change.
Yeah.
Whenever you break up or have some big life change. So.
I almost came to changing my hair to blonde one time when I was during one of my Vegas trips, and
Should have done it. It would
and
have changed
my
your
best
life.
friend
I
at the
thought he was
time,
going to say I almost grew out my hair.
my best friend at the time, he had like gone blonde just to try it one time, and I was down there, and he almost had me convinced to like come back to Medford as a blonde. Just to shock
Should've done
everyone.
it.
You know-
To shock everyone. But
We have some wigs, and we have a pink wig that's like a little,
Yeah.
and I think we should put David in it for one of his shows. He could come out with the hat on and the pink wig.
Yeah,
with the
right.
wings.
I got
It's
Oh,
like
that's
one of
an
those.
idea.
What are they called? Like a pink. You know how they have those like pink and it just comes to here.
Yeah.
With bangs. Yeah.
like a
Oh,
bob
yeah.
cut?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
Jessica?
see,
Sarah
at this
Pearl
point in my
wore it
life, I
in
would actually do
Daggers
that
and
for a
Spice.
show of mine. See, I would,
Okay. I'll
that-
fix it up and bring it in.
Okay.
I
Well,
got one of those super blonde curly wigs from Greece from that last scene for Sandra Dee. You'd look great in it.
Yeah. He
yeah.
wears both
Well,
somehow.
see, being that I'm now
Well,
exposed.
one show he wears the pink, and one he wears
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, now that I'm exposed to the world of the local acting scene and have all these actors and actress friends in my life, and being what I'm doing here, it's like, yeah, okay. If it makes me look stupid and generates a laugh among the 8 or 9 people watching live right now, then hey,
Now I want to
think it'd
find
be
a
worth
reason
it.
to have you in some kind of cafe girl, like one of our productions, where you're like wearing the pink wig, just somehow there.
You should be in the back, like
I-
juggling.
Maybe
You
we're
should be
doing one
juggling.
that's like an open mic, so we could have you wearing the pink wig and like reading a poem. It's like a very serious, dark
Yeah, right.
poem, but
Yeah.
you're wearing the pink wig.
I felt the darkness
Well-
well in my soul.
So far, I kind of have specialized as your behind the scenes background actor, right? I'm always just kind of like back there
And you're very excited.
Yeah.
You're like, I've got actor credit. I love that one though. When people get excited, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because of you that I have an IMDb page, right?
No, you did a lot on your own though.
Well, since then, yes, but really, you're the one that created it. You're the one that created the IMDb profile page. It's like I didn't even know that was going to be a possibility in my life before I came here to RVTV, And
I'm glad to do that for you, for all of you.
It's like being
Let's
famous.
see, is there
yeah,
anyone?
well, when
I
you
think
go to
there's
my
at least-
page,
There's at least 5 people here in this building that I've given IMDb credit for.
yeah, so
Maybe
I'm number
her.
one.
Girl in the second
Yeah.
camera.
you know, it's
Who's a Lynn.
yeah. When you
But
go
I
to
don't know
mine,
if
it
Lynn
almost
has-
looks like
Lynn
I'm actually
will.
someone. I got
We'll
so
get
much
Lynn.
stuff on it.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to put stuff on there because I've been like,
I think you have to have
gotta get a
you have
pro
to
account.
pay. You have to have an account, an
Pro
IMDb
account.
Pro. Yeah.
That's right.
it
It's
wouldn't
like
let
20
me
bucks
when
a
I
month.
tried.
It's
20 bucks a month. Yeah.
It wouldn't let me when I tried for some reason. I don't know. It hates me.
Yeah.
It's like you're not famous
If
enough
at
yet.
first you don't succeed,
Try
try again. Yeah, it's a good deal though, because then there's like, as an actor, there's casting notices that you can buy into, and there's like a lot of connections in addition to that. Film, I don't know if they're going to do without a box anymore. I think that's going away.
Yes, that's closing actually this coming
Mm-hmm.
fall, and so Film Freeway will be the new.
Is that
big
taking
gun.
over?
Yeah, that's taking over.
That's good, 'cause
for
I'm already
film
on that.
festival submissions. So
Have you ever heard of Film Hub? I'm looking into
Yes.
Film Hub.
yes, actually, our mutual friend Richard Jensen,
Mm-hmm.
who
I know
does
this
the Celtic
person.
Ray
Mm-hmm.
production company work, and so Ray's back. He's been doing. Richard's been doing like
Shorts.
Yeah, he's done
One
all
monthly
several
shorts, yeah.
right, and so he's been getting some distribution.
Yeah, yeah.
On his
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm going to
in
look into
recent
that and
weeks.
get some of our stuff up through there as well. So,
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. So
Mm-hmm.
try to see if there's some extra distribution on my fine little shows here at the studio. Yeah.
yeah.
So
We
and
got
what are-
big plans, all right, the 3 of us. We're going places.
Yeah, well, we're trying to make some money because we're not doing it directly here. Oh, we got like 10 minutes is the sign for.
This girl's doing
10
this.
minutes left, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Ah, there is the voice of God.
Yes, that's the God mic. Let me know.
God.
Yeah.
So I could tell you the thing I was making up when I was at work today. It's the name, you take somebody's name, and actually saw it on a Conan O'Brien. You take somebody's name and you like say what it means. So we've got like RuRu Painter, she's a jewel, and she's a painter, she's a jeweled artist. David Nienow is a day videotape nights that say knee now. So let's videotape the nights of the knee now. I don't know.
That works.
I don't know, I'll throw somebody else out. I'll figure something out. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I was bored at work. I was modeling at the Rogue Art Gallery, and I just sit there like this, and I was going through all my
That
friends.
always gives you plenty of time to pick up some interesting ideas. You know? Didn't know they were in your head until they popped up in your head.
So that was fun to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we know anyone that the audience at home would know? Throw out some names. I'll do it. Maybe we'll do it the next show with the next person.
Yeah. So since we're kind of coming down to near the end of the show, one of my things that I do to kind of do close to a wrap up of the interview.
Told me about this.
Yeah, that's right. So we can do kind of an awkward moment, or you can choose to toot your own horn,
I already know what I want to do.
or
Go in front of big bucks.
you can toot your own horn, or you can blow a mouth organ.
Is it,
Okay.
Where's
Or-
the big bucks though?
Okay. All right. And then there's a small cash prize.
very
Yes.
small cash.
That's the small cash prize.
Lovely.
Right there is a baggie
bucks.
of 100 pennies.
100 pennies.
That's laundry
It's
right
so much
there.
better than $100. There was
Yeah.
more of them.
Laundry right
well,
there, man.
Craig Ferguson
Sort of.
would give his guests like $50, but that's like the whole budget for the show right now, right? I spent like
A little and
I
some.
spent like over that just today in food and the studio rental, so this is the best that I can do is 100 pennies, right?
There's more of them in there, which means that it should be better than a singular bill, right?
Yeah, well, that's one way to look at it, I suppose. So
More is better.
To win this 100 pennies, you have to answer a trivia question.
You know what she could do? If she wins that, she could go to buy a lottery ticket and win more.
That's right.
Oh, that's true.
That's right. Yeah.
Or I could just put all 100 of them through those machines that like squash it and just make jewelry out of it.
Oh, there you go.
And then sell
like-
it and make more money.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
I can become a penny like belly dancer.
Yeah, it could be a thing.
Yeah,
It all
then, you
started
create
here.
the jewelry. Then we can do a photo shoot you wearing the jewelry.
And then you sell it and make more money.
I'll do it.
It's
Yeah.
capitalist
I will do
at
it.
its
Okay.
best.
All right.
Capitalism at its
Do it.
best.
So, in order to win this baggie of 100 pennies, you're going to have to successfully answer a trivia
Oh, here
question.
comes the hard part.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not that easy, you know.
Does she
And
get to call a friend at home?
no, we're not that sophisticated, and we don't have those kinds of resources.
What about Cosmo God over there? On the God mic?
Hey, God, we need some help, please.
Yeah.
So the categories available to you tonight
Okay.
are Doctor Who, Harry Potter, movies, and the Cheers TV show.
You gotta like put it on
I've
your
never
hand.
even heard of that one, so
Yeah, I
let's
feel it.
do
And then I died of old age.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, well,
Because that rhymes.
you know, and it's, you know, we've all worked on Doctor Who, so it's kind of like shit. It's almost like a mandatory thing.
It'd
Really.
Yeah, and I mean,
awesome
I look like
if
13th
you,
Doctor,
like-
and
Yeah.
I've met
Yeah.
the Doctor.
It'd be awesome if like, and it'd be awesome if you did something based on our show. That'd be cool. She would know it like right
Like,
away.
hint,
She'd be
hint,
like,
nudge,
I know
nudge.
that.
Well,
What's the name of the very beautiful one girl that only shows up in a few episodes? That
It's
has
gonna-
purple hair.
well, maybe
What's the
down the
name
road.
of the doctor in the Time Key series? What's the real name? I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, sorry,
So
let's do
here's the question.
Okay.
The following question comes to us via Gmail from the show's ancestral home of the Nienow clan in Mapleton, Minnesota.
Okay.
Crater Lake is the 5th oldest national park in the United States and the only national park in Oregon. The lake is 1,949 feet deep at its deepest point, making Crater Lake the deepest lake in the United States and the 9th deepest in the world. So your question tonight is, what American national monument did the master have his face carved into when he took over the world?
So this was in the movie, correct?
This was in
The 1990s movie?
no, this was in the latest modern series.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh.
See, I'm not up to date. Are you up to date?
Oh, you girls.
Well, there's only one thing. There's only one place where he could have his, or she could have her face carved in.
That's right.
There's technically two, isn't there? There's three. There's
I think
the,
God's about to say something.
there's the monument with the 4 presidents. There's the Sphinx, and then there's a statue
Well, the Sphinx is not
of
in.
Liberty.
No, this is what American
America.
national monument
So what is
did the
that?
master have his face carved
With the-
into when he took
And
over
it's a
the world?
he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the
that
master.
either leaves Statue of Liberty, or the 4 presidents, whatever it's called.
It has to be one of them.
After we're done with this show, I really have to rush because I have more to do.
I'm gonna say Statue of Liberty.
I have to
Oh,
rush.
Ruby. She tried to help you. Mount Rushmore. She was trying to rush you to the
Well, I
answer
would like to
of
see the
Mount
master
Rushmore.
carve his face. Like there's the Statue of Liberty
I
and
could
there's the
see
master.
that though.
I know, me too.
I could not tell what you were doing.
I really
I
have
couldn't
to
remember what it's
rush because I have more to do.
Okay.
Well, I got a signal
Well,
that
it
we're close
was
to like the
better
last
than-
5 minutes
Yeah.
of the show. So,
Yeah.
Bye bye, 100 pennies.
yeah. So,
Can she toot her own horn or something?
sure, you can. You know, I've got fresh new horns
She
to
came all
select.
this way from Grants Pass. Everybody, give her a round of. Come on.
So, yeah. So the blue is mine.
Oh,
Okay.
Even though-
I
So-
should go red for Ruby.
So
Ruby red.
yeah. Okay. There you go.
Let's see if I can play this.
And
get
so
one?
you can have one, Leah. So and you get to keep
used to
these.
play these when
You
I was
get to keep.
Oh,
you take it
dang,
home
nice.
as a as a memento.
Ready? And
Yeah.
I used to play this. I used to play whole songs
This is,
when I was a kid.
you know.
Do you like it, God?
What did he say?
I'll play for you.
Oh my goodness.
It's like the little drummer boy.
Fantastic.
Well, so far that's the second best performance I've seen with these since I started doing this bit on the show. Because the best performance so far with these has been when I had Grace Kent on the show a while back, and Grace came on, and she she came on and she did like one of her aerial performance routines live on the show.
And like hanging from here?
Yeah, we had her.
wow.
She had her drapes, hanging, and she did her an aerial. Yeah.
2 minutes.
Oh wow, we got 2
Okay,
minutes.
let's just play out. I'm gonna be the
So-
band. Let's be the band.
That's as good as I get. That's my musical talent.
Did you play this while she danced?
No,
Was
no.
she like a snake, like a coming up?
No, she was like, no.
No, the
She
snake goes down.
Grace did a really nice aerial
sure
routine like
she
she
was
does.
beautiful.
But she also played really well. She was like the best performer. Yeah,
This just makes me think I should have brought my ocarina and played it.
When I was in like 4th grade, I could play the whole penny whistle.
Yeah.
Like we went and my whole class would perform at, probably have my penny whistle from when I was a little girl.
Frame
These
it
are
on
actually,
the wall.
This is actually called I think a recorder.
I think so.
But yeah, penny whistle's a song. And we used to have all songs, like we could just play it. Because the teacher taught me, and now I'm looking and going,
Yeah.
where did that happen?
Yeah, I actually have a real guitar at home that I will pull out once in a while and fiddle with. But this is,
Yeah,
Are
I'm
we
trying
this
to learn.
this is the stupidest thing I could do for musical
Are we
instruments.
going to get our
so-
fortune told before we leave?
Oh, right.
Oh, we're doing a wrap up. It's like we got down to like about 1 minute. Oh, okay.
Wrap it up, Dave. Wrap it up.
Dave,
Wrap
the
it up.
cleaning lady has car problems, and she'll be late arriving to the studio.
Should I
Okay,
clean
well,
up for you?
thank you for letting us know about the cleaning lady's problems.
Wrap it up.
The cleaning lady comes in at the end of the show, and she's supposed to like clean the studio, but
Right.
but she has been proven not to be the most reliable staff employee
Maybe
on
you
the
need
show.
to pay her more.
Maybe
Well,
we need to pay her at all.
if people would go to my Patreon page at
there you go.
patreon.com/glamourdave and become a patron supporter,
And there you go.
Do
then
it.
we could use some of that money to better pay, the
Whoever's
cleaning
looking
lady.
at me,
Yeah.
you, and you,
Well, not
and all 75 billion people who happen to be watching me.
Bye.
Bye,
We'll
thanks
see you
for
on the next
watching.
segment coming up, Road Valley.
Bye. Okay, Mike's already down.